my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it.
We have been telling you about a body parts found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by the singer David. We now know who the victim is in this case, and there are a lot of twists and turns.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave. Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
One of the things is, how does a person that's been missing since April 2024 be found today, dismembered in the back of a truck?
I honestly don't even know how to start this without saying how heartbreaking it is. The mother of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the 13-year-old whose body was found in singer David's car, is finally speaking out. And before we even unpack all the details, I just want to say my heart goes out to her family. As much as we're covering this story, we need to remember that this is about a child, a daughter, a whole life that was taken away. Now, the details are disturbing, and honestly, they've shaken everybody who's been following this case. On September 8th, police found a body badly decomposed in a black bag inside a Tesla that had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. That car registered to none other than David Anthony Burke, better known as David, the same 20-year-old artist who blew up off Romantic Homicide. At first, no one wanted to believe it. This was the kid who came up off Fortnite montages and recording music on his iPhone, but when the coroner confirmed the victim matched the description of a missing 13-year-old girl, and her own mother stepped forward saying she believed it was her daughter Celeste, things changed instantly. Now this isn't just a rumor anymore, you guys. This is an actual investigation with a grieving mother who is demanding answers. And it looks like every new detail makes the story more disturbing than the last. So after the shock of Celeste's mom coming forward, let's go back to where this all started. On September 8th, news broke that a decomposed body had been found inside a Tesla parked at an impound lot. At first, it sounded like one of those strange Hollywood stories, until people heard the car was registered to David. The car had been abandoned in a Hollywood Hills neighborhood days earlier, and then towed away. Nobody reported it stolen, and nobody came forward to claim it. That's already suspicious. But when investigators opened the trunk, they found black bags with human remains inside. And according to the medical examiner, those remains belonged to a young girl, about 5'1", wavy black hair, wearing a tube top and leggings. Now here's where it got really eerie. The LAPD didn't immediately release the name, but people online were already connecting it to the missing person cases. Celeste Rivas Hernandez had disappeared from Lake Elsinore back in April of 2024. She was only 13 when she went missing. The description of the body matched her almost perfectly, down to the jewelry she wore. Her mother said she had a sinking feeling as soon as the police announced the details. Imagine that for a second, hearing a description on the news and realizing it could be your child. That's what she went through. And what made it worse? The tattoo. Celeste had the word shh inked on her index finger, the exact same tattoo David had on his own finger. The mother also shared that Celeste had a boyfriend named David. That alone has made people connect her story to the singer, especially with everything else piling up. She didn't just talk about the facts either. She spoke as a mom who had been ignored. She said she felt like people around her daughter knew more than they admitted, and the system didn't step in fast enough. She feels like people knew Celeste was involved with someone older and nothing was done to protect her. It's heavy, and it makes the whole story harder to dismiss as coincidence.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer.
Which one? What's good to have a big family? Oh, thank you, Mitch.
Now, before this case, most people knew David as that quiet, artsy kid who blew up out of nowhere. He wasn't painted as some wild rapper with a criminal record or drama. And that's why people were so quick to say, no way, it's him. For those who don't know, David Burke was literally just a Fortnite pro before all of this. He told everyone he started making music because he needed non-copyright songs for his gameplay montages. He picked up his iPhone, downloaded BandLab, and started recording in his sister's closet. That's how raw and DIY his come up was. Then came Romantic Homicide. I don't even know how to explain that one. If you've been on TikTok in the past 2 years, you've heard it. In the back of my mind, you died. That track went mega viral in 2022, and it turned him into a star overnight. He signed to Interscope, opened for SZA, and even got to do an official Fortnite collab track with his own gameplay as the music video.
It was such an honor to just be a part of that, tour. I remember when I got the email that I was on, like I was just leaping for joy, because it was kind of like a rollout to that too. I remember SZA had mentioned me in 2 other interviews before then. She was on a Billboard interview where the interviewer asked her what her favorite artists are, and she included me as one of them. She was like, that D4 kid, that guy that makes like the emo beautiful music, and I was like, yes. And then went super viral on TikTok. And she was literally in Hawaii with one of her friends, and she heard my music in like a shop, and she just asked the cashier who was playing, and it happened to be me. And that's like the most craziest random thing ever.
So when people first heard that a body was found in his Tesla, that didn't line up. Fans saw him as this introverted, creative kid who stayed out of drama and had a family-friendly vibe. He wasn't known for partying hard. He wasn't always on TMZ for scandals. He was seen as safe. And here's the thing, he didn't even stop his tour. Right after the news broke, while police were combing through his car, he was on stage in Seattle acting like nothing happened. But instead of keeping things low-key, people noticed something way darker. In his Sleep Well music video, fans pointed out a girl who looked eerily similar to Celeste. Same hair, same vibe, and she wasn't just a background extra. The entire scene carried this creepy funeral energy. And it doesn't stop there, because his visuals have always leaned heavy on death and gore, almost like he was obsessed with turning tragedy into art. Fans even said he was handing out stuffed Labubu toys to the crowd. Like, how do you even perform the same night your name is tied to a homicide investigation?
Alright, so I'm gonna throw 2 for the roll now. I got you. I got you. The most of the birthday girls, I got you. I'm really about it.
Of course, he's canceled it now, but take a look at all of the backlash for him to do that. Now, not long after the victim was identified, police made their next big move. LAPD homicide detectives showed up at a house in Hollywood that David had been living in. Technically, it was rented under Josh Marshall, his manager, but if you scroll back through his socials, there are plenty of clips and pictures of him inside that same house. LAPD homicide detectives searched the house Wednesday and walked out with a computer and several evidence bags. Now, that might not sound unusual in a case like this, but here's what made it suspicious. The house they searched? It was right near the alley where the Tesla was abandoned, literally just a short walk away. So when police are pulling evidence from the same area where the car was dumped, that's not a good look at all. And it doesn't stop there. Reporters also said investigators believe the car may have been driven through back alleys on purpose, almost like whoever left it there was trying to avoid being caught on traffic cameras, which, if true, makes this whole thing look way less like a random accident and way more like someone covering their tracks. For the people who think that this is all some huge mix-up, the house search was the moment things shifted. Because once you see cops walking out with evidence bags, you cannot deny that there's something serious going on behind the scenes. After the news broke, the music industry wasted no time pulling back. At first, David kept touring like nothing had happened, but brands were not sticking around. Crocs and Hollister both dropped their ad campaigns with him almost immediately, and that alone told people everything they needed to know. Once companies start cutting ties, it usually means the situation is way too messy to be brushed under the rug. Even artists started distancing themselves. Collabs got quietly removed from playlists, and Kaylee Uchis herself said she was in the process of taking down the song they had together. That's major because she has her own strong fan base, and she clearly didn't want her name to be linked to something this disturbing. And y'all, the signs were right there. People started digging through old concert footage and realized he wasn't just giving moody vibes, he was literally doing full funeral shows. I'm talking caskets on stage, the whole room set up like death was the main event.
Now, why the fuck would the artist do that?
Now, as soon as the news hit mainstream media, the internet detectives got to work. And y'all already know how that goes. People start pulling up old screenshots, Discord messages, Reddit posts, you name it. Some of it looks believable and some of it could be fake, but either way, it added fuel to the fire. One of the biggest things people dug up was from his own Discord server. There were chats showing him talking to a girl named Celeste who joined the server as early as 2021. Now, can we confirm those screenshots 100%? Not really. But the fact fact that multiple people saved and shared the same receipts makes it hard to just wave them off. Then came a strange Reddit post. Someone commented that a close friend's younger sister had run off with David and they were terrified she was the girl found in his car. At the time, people thought it was just some random troll online, but after the girl was identified, that post doesn't feel so random anymore. And here's where it got even more disturbing. Photos and clips started popping up online that looked like him with a girl resembling Celeste. Again, we cannot say what's real and what's not, but the fact that so many people were connecting the dots shows you just how deep this story was spiraling. Honestly, you guys, this is why it was so messy. Because on the one hand, none of this leaked content has been confirmed by the police, but on the other hand, when there's so much smoke, it's really hard to believe that there's no fire. And here's the part that made people's jaws drop even harder. For 3 years straight, David dropped new releases on the exact date of Celeste's birthday. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Fans went back and checked the timelines and it lined up too perfectly to ignore. And as if that wasn't chilling enough, people also dug up his old TikTok reposts where he shared clips obsessed with death, darkness, and even funeral imagery. Put it all together and suddenly this case isn't just a car with a body in it. It's about a whole pattern that has been hiding in plain sight. Celeste's own brother, Matthew Rivas, spoke to NBCLA. He said their family is still in shock and grieving, but confirmed they were aware Celeste knew David personally. He also shared that on the night she disappeared, she told her family she was going to see a movie with him, but she never came back. That detail coming straight from her brother made everyone feel way less like internet speculation and way more like reality. Because if the family themselves are connecting her to him, then it's not just theories anymore. It's personal. Now, as much as we've unpacked the details here, the reality is simple. A young girl is gone, and her family deserves answers. My heart goes out to them in the middle of this nightmare, because while everyone else debates theories, they're living the reality. And until the investigation finally uncovers exactly what happened, this story isn't just hanging over David's career, it's hanging over all of us.